METV. We are your anchors for today. This is Daniela Cha.
And this is Rose Liu.
Yesterday, the conference kicked off with the lobbying, but Rose, do you know what marked the official starting point of this year's session?
At 4 o'clock, delegates attend the opening ceremony at the Chemi Auditorium to hear from the Secretary General, the advisor, and a guest speaker. Reporter Freddie Shin and Rose will go in depth into the scene.
Diamond Singapore does not officially commence until the gavel hits the table. We are here to cover all the things that happened at the opening ceremony. Delegates and officers alike coalesced in the Cheng Yi Auditorium to partake in the opening ceremony on the first day of Diamond Singapore. 4 speakers, including the Secretary General and the Ambassador of Jordan, came up to the podium to present their speeches regarding union and cooperation. The Secretary General summed up the ideals of Diamond Singapore in one concise sentence: 100,000 delegates, 128 countries, 11 committees, 1 voice. Guest speaker Mr. Kisabapani quoted John Lennon, saying that through conventions like Diamond, people can learn to be as one. The delegates listened carefully and thoughtfully as the speakers addressed them of topics regarding unity and collective efforts. The eloquence of the speakers captured the delegates' minds and fueled them up for the upcoming sessions here at Diamond Singapore. METV wishes the best of luck for the delegates with their imminent debate and passing of resolutions. This was Freddie Shin and Rose Liu, METV.
Security Council, Advisory Panel, and International Court of Justice. What's so different about these forums compared to the GA's, HRC, or ECOSOC?
Yesterday, while all the other forums held preparatory meetings to a brief introduction on the major procedures, these particular committees had a head start on their intense debates.
Reporter Christina Saw outlines what makes these forums special.
In MUN, there are so-called special committees that have slightly different procedures than the regular committees. METV has ventured to find out more about these differences. There are 3 special committees at Diamond Singapore 2012: International Court of Justice, Advisory Panel, and Security Council. First, in ICJ, you won't find delegates debating, but rather advocates and judges discussing over international law disputes.
Why is Costa Rica so...
We interviewed the president of ICJ to discover more about the forum.
Since there isn't any time to merge a lobby in ICJ, it's more preparation beforehand. And also, ICJ is really different because it's really small and you spend a lot of time in the room because there are a lot of breaks, so you get to know everyone really well.
Next, AP centers around on one question every conference, and in this conference, AP has decided to focus on the question of the Indian Ocean. AP has separate debates between organizations and nations, and a debate as a whole as well. Lastly, in the SC, delegates debate specifically on issues that deal with peace and security, and the P5 nations, France, China, Russia, the UK, and the US have veto power, a power to challenge a majority decision made in the forum.
The issues on our agenda are more serious, the kind of important world issues we talk about. We talk about the full scope of an issue. We have different procedures. We debate ad hoc, clause by clause. We have P5 nations the right to veto. I think as a whole, Security Council is a lot more intense, and it requires more knowledge for you to be able to debate well in Security Council.
All 3 of these special forums are smaller and thus require a large amount of effort and participation. If you want to experience a more intense debate, we recommend that you take part in one of these forums in the future. This was Christina Saw from METV.
And that concludes our second episode of METV. To wrap up today's episode, Eric Park gives us a glimpse on the most stylish delegates of Diamond 2012.
So stay in tune for the credits and we'll be back tomorrow.
My fashion for today, well, inside my blazer I wore a pink shirt just because I thought that white might be too solid, and outside a black one I thought those two might be too solid for a first impression, so I thought that pink would be a nice calm color for debates, so I chose that. And for my necktie, I just happened to have a necktie with colors of blue, white, and red, which shows my delegation, which is Netherlands, with the flag of blue, white, and red. So I thought that was kind of cool, so I thought I would do that.
So
Rachel and I are double delegation in EcoSoc. We're both the delegate of the Bahamas. We decided to wear similar things, so we both wore high-waist skirts and a blouse. We also both wore leather shoes in order to make ourselves look more coordinated.
And so we're both formal today, and probably for the next few days we're going to match like a bit more casually maybe, or on the last day we might be more formal. But anyways, we're trying to coordinate ourselves together so that we look like a real team.
I like to wear a flower in my hair like every day because it makes me like feel happy, and then not very many people wear flowers in their hair. So I decided that would make me